I just thought I'd do a little video showing you guys the course, because you know, it's I've had a few emails come through with people not sure whether they can do it, people maybe a little bit scared or apprehensive in running this course because they're afraid that they might injure themselves, or you know, plain and simple, they're just not used to running in this sort of terrain. You know, the most common way to run, or for people to run, is on the road. So I just wanted to you know, show you this course and tell you that you know, it's you know, it's actually really safe. The terrain isn't that you know, it's not that hard. It is a bit challenging, but that's what makes it cool, right? So you know, this is where we are. Behind me, we've got the sea here. It's a beautiful day. What you'll see on this course a little bit later, you'll see some of the features. I'll point out some of the terrain. I'll run some of the course, and there'll be some video footage of that. You'll get to see the seals, which is pretty cool. And just, you know, in the hope that you guys might just take a look at this course as something that you might want to put on your race calendar. Hopefully for 13th of September, in just over 2 weeks' time, which is our we have a 10k and a 5k. Or maybe for next year, you know, maybe there's something you want to put on your race calendar for next year. So it's just a little introductory video for you to have a look at the course and just to showcase the beauty of this Norfolk coastline that we have. So have a look, enjoy, you know, have a cup of tea, because it is going to be a bit long because I'm doing it, you know. So have a cup of tea, relax, put your feet up, and if you are interested in joining us for the race, head to www.dunerunner.co.uk and you can sign up there for either the 5k or the 10k race. So thanks for watching, and hopefully see you at the races. As you can see, we've now left the road. Now this heads off down to the trail, which is pretty hard pack. We've got some stones underfoot. It's not horribly uneven, it's pretty good. And this heads off all the way down to the beach. So we're going to take a little run down there, and we'll see you at the bottom. Okay guys, as you can see, as we head a little bit further down here, the trail starts to get a little narrower. We've got the tarmac's gone. It's still flat. Still a little bit uneven underfoot, but on the whole it's pretty good. Okay, so as you can see here, we're going a little bit further down the track, and we've got a gated area for you to negotiate. Historically on these races, this big concrete block wasn't here, so the gates will be open, but the concrete block will stay. So it's a case of going around it, or if you're feeling pretty energetic, try a hurdle. Okay, let's head on a little bit further. Okay, we're now through the gate. The trail has really started to narrow a little bit. It's got a bit shingly underfoot, slightly more uneven, but still pretty good to run on. And in the distance there, you can see the dune complex just starting to open up. Okay everybody, so here we are, we're nearing the first turn in the course. Familiar by this big green box here. This is the point where we get onto the bridle path, and it gets a little sandy, as you can see just at this point here, but this is where we take a left and we head up this way. We keep the green box to our left hand side and we head up the path that way. This course can get a little wet when it's when we've had the deluges that we've had, but today, blue sky, it's drying up quite nicely, and as you can see, it's got a very, very slight incline to it, but nothing major. Okay guys, this is where the course turns to the right, so we've come off the bridle path now, or we're going to go off the bridle path, and this is where we enter the dune complex. So this is where we take a right. You can see here, this is where we take a right, and we run up that little hill to where you can see those people walking up there. So we're just going to run that little bit now, just so you get a full experience of what it's like. see, it starts to go up. A few little indentations, a little bit of sand, but nothing terrible. So completely doable for everybody. And you can see in the distance there, you can see the World War II pillbox that I mentioned earlier. This is what you're heading for. Obviously there's a track to take you there. So we've just come up the little hill. We're running across. There will be signs here, and this is where you take a right turn. Okay, so you can see here, we're still following that same path. Pillbox is off to our left. There will be a signpost here, and this is where we just take a little diagonal up to the left here, up this main track, and there you can see it, the pillbox in the distance, and that's where you're heading for. And there it is a little bit closer. So the course, as you can see, is just up from the path. You'll see people walking on the path just there. This is the route we carry on. Still pretty firm underfoot, nice and wide. A few little sandy bits. Remember the strapline, folks, get some sandy bits. It's roped off to the left, pillbox to the right. We just keep on this trail, down this little sandy bit, and you'll see off to the right there's a track back down to the bridle path, and we need to take it. There will be a sign at this point, and then we take a right. This is where you can let your arms and legs go. And back onto the bridle path, and then you keep on running up here, as you've done once already, back up to the main Horsey car park. Okay, so we've just completed the loop of the pillbox. Where before we took a right-hand turn here, we're not going to do that this time. We're going to continue straight up to this gate and continue on the rest of the 10k and the 5k course. This gate will be open on race day. Okay guys, you can see we've just come through that gate. The course actually continues this way. You stick to the right-hand side of the car park here, and this is where we enter the first of the real sandy bits. This is where you really get your sandy bits. This is the Slope of Doom. A few of you have done the Slope of Doom before. It's no biggie. It's just a little incline there, up to the top, and when you get to the top, the views the other side will be pretty cool, and you will see the sea, and that's when you enter the real sort of sandy element to this run. So this is for both the 10k and the 5k. This is mile 2.1. So at this point you'll have just done over 2 miles. So we were going to try our hardest to get up the Slope of Doom. Here we go. I'd like to say it was completely easy and runnable. Feet are sort of moving pretty well, but the views from the top are pretty cool. You get right to the top, there's the sea, and there you go, back down the other side. Okay, so we descend down towards the sea. Please be careful at this point, can get a bit slippy. There will be a marshal here directing you in this direction. So keeping in mind when you get to this point, you keep the sea to your left-hand side. So the route takes you along this lovely concrete section. So you road runners, or people that are used to road running, will absolutely love this little bit. Don't get too excited, it doesn't last for very long. So if road running is your thing, or running on tarmac, if I was you, I'd make the use of this little section here. As you can see, beautiful day here at Horsey. This is where the course can get quite interesting, because we've now hit the sand again. And today we're pretty fortunate. The tide is out, so that means the course will be running on the harder stuff, the other side of the groins. If the tide is in, sadly, it's the softer stuff. So we know what the tide's doing on the day, we're just not going to tell you. It's just going to be a complete surprise. Okay guys, for you guys that have just not really run on sand before, or you're a little apprehensive about it, it's really not a big deal. In fact, it's so good for you. Sorry, that's it's not a big deal. It's really good for you. You can run pretty hard on this surface, and you're not going to cause yourself any injury. You're still going to be able to run, you know, at a good rate. It's just that every time you put your foot down on this sort of stuff, it's going to have 20% less effect on your body. So, you know, from a muscular sort of point of view, it's just really not very tasking at all. It does strengthen lots of other muscles in your legs and your feet, so there are some huge advantages to it, and generally your heart rate is, you know, around about 10 beats per minute higher than running on the road. So there's some really, really huge benefits, but actually it's really not that taxing. So we're just going to go run just a little bit. And we're still able to keep up a decent sort of pace. In fact, I've just noticed somebody been riding bikes here on the sand. So you know, there's the tracks. If you can ride a bike on here, you can certainly run on here. So it's really not very difficult at this point at all. There you go, guys. This was seals in the water. So you'll get to see these little lovelies out on your run. I dare say they'll probably be out on the land by a couple of weeks' time. So make sure you say hi to them. Okay, guys, I've had to move around. The spectators, the guys looking at the seals. But as you can see, that is where you've come from. You've just come all that way over the groins, over the rocks. You'll get to this point here. You will see on the right hand side there is a gap. Now this is the turning point for the 5k and the 10k. This is a crucial point. If you're doing the 5k and you don't turn here, you will end up doing the 10. So take note, there will be a marshal here at this point, somewhere around about here, and that marshal will be directing you, if you're doing the 5k, directing you up through this point just here. If you're doing the 10k, you carry on straight down the beach. So there will be a marshal planted right here. There'll be a big flag. If you're doing the 5k this way, 10k, keep going. Here we go, guys. So this is where you will turn for the 5k. Okay, sand gets pretty soft here. Bit of a wind tunnel going up this little hill. Not too bad underfoot, a little bit soft. Over this little hurdle, and as you can see in the distance, there's your green box where you've already come from. Run from there, come down this track, you see the green box, there will be a marshal here, and if you're doing the 5k, you then head back up the track to the finish, where you came from, and then you get a pint of beer and a medal. So, okay guys, as we said, this is the turn point for the 5k and the 10k, so we have just come from that direction. The 5k guys have disappeared up here. 10k guys, you are going to continue in this direction here. We are at 3.2 miles at the moment, or sorry, 3.12 miles at the moment, and this is the direction you guys are going to be heading, and all you do quite simply is keep the sea to your left. Here you go, guys. Here's a small group of the seals here, a couple of bull seals over there, a few swimming in the water, little group over here. I decided to skip that lot because there was too many people looking around to stop with June Dog and have a look, but they're perfectly safe, nothing to worry about at all. They're incredibly cute. Why would you want to go and run around a city and on tarmac when you can come and have these guys as your spectators? I don't know, but that's the beauty of what we do here with Dunerunner. So here we go. And there's a funky coloured seal over there. I'm not quite sure which one he is, but he's like a little brown dude. So not quite sure what he's doing, but not seen one of those before. But this is the treat. This is what you get. This is what you get when you come to do the Nelson Knee-Knobbler race. Okay guys, so we can see this is another turning point in the course. We've just come from the seals, which are up here. So keeping with the sea to the left, we're going to get to these rocks here, which is the first little outcrop of rocks here. There will be a marshal positioned right here, and this is where you exit the beach and you head into the dune complex. So there'll be a marshal stationed right here. You head in this direction. There will be a big flag, there'll be signposts, there'll be razzmatazz. If it was dark I'd put lights on, but this is the route that you take up off the beach. So this is where things might start to get a bit quicker. Sand, not too bad. It's actually pretty hard packed because we've had a lot of rain on it, and had some rain, and we've had quite a lot of wind. Just before we head on, these are the views you're getting. We're just going to climb a little bit higher than this as well. So let's head on through the dune complex. Here we are back onto the dunes. This is one of the wider parts of the course. Okay, it's sandy, but if you've got four-wheel drive like the dog, it's really not too bad. Yeah, it's not too squishy underfoot. A little bit of movement, undulating, up, down, left, right, but all in all, perfectly runnable and beautiful, I'd say. There you get to see some views right off the top there. Absolutely stunning here. Okay, so we're just getting to a small technical part in the course that you need to be aware of. There's a gap here in the dune, so you need to go down the other side and around it. So we're just going to run that now, so you get to see what we're talking about. Trails still good, still wide, still pretty fast. You get to these rails, you take a right, stop, get your picnic box out, have a look at the views. This is the gap you need to skirt around. This will all be taped off. Lovely soft sand. Back up the other side, bit of a trundle, and then we get back onto the main trail. I just wanted to point out at this point that some people have said that they're a little bit worried that the course is close to the edge, that there really isn't any edge. So this is the course, this is the other side of it towards the beach, and just the other way is the dunes. So you know, you really are pretty safe. You really won't be falling off anything. So let's head this way. The course gets a little bit more technical up front, a little bit thinner, but I'm sure you'll find it interesting. Actually, maybe not. Okay, so we've just reached a part of the course now that's got a bit narrower. The good thing with this narrow stuff is that it's got a lot more solid underfoot. However, it has got a lot more twisty-turny, up and down. And it just is pretty interesting. Makes for some interesting running. Makes it change the way you run. A bit of a downhill. Makes you change your gait. Up on your toes a bit. And all in all, just makes this race so much more fun. Okay guys, we're nearing the turnaround point to where you'll get the feed station, and you're back onto some more sort of trail running, some more flatter stuff. Distance right now is 4.5 miles. We're just going to continue our run up here, and again we're going to turn down, and I'll show you where the feed station is going to be. You can see still narrow, still twisty-turny. All good stuff, really good for core, really good for strength, awesome for balance. If you want to get fitter, you just run on the dunes here. This is the point here. It points downhill. You've just come from the sand out there, you come from the dunes. So we're going to take a right, we're going to run down to this clearing. All downhill, so nice and easy. Careful on your ankles. And this is the point where you will find a big gazebo, a big Torque branded gazebo, and at this point there'll be water, there'll be Torque energy drink, and there'll also be water for dogs as well if you're running with dogs. Okay, another key point to mention here, we've just passed where the feed stop is going to be. This is the part where you need to take a right hand turn, so you'll run up to these concrete blocks, it will be signposted, and this is where you take a right turn. Miss this right turn, you got about another 20 miles in you. You hit this right turn and it heads off onto this lovely bit of track, bit of trail, and you run on this so you can see the dunes to your right. You just keep heading this way until you hit a marshal, hopefully not hit a marshal, and you'll see the green box where you once were before, and that's the point to take a turning up to the finish. If you remember at the start of this, we came across a green metal box which you can see there in front of you. So the 10k guys, this is your home point. This is where we turn off to the left, and we pretty much run all the way back up there, back to the pub. So this is your turning point. There will be a marshal positioned here for you. So just for your reference, 10k guys, run up here, take a left. Okay, so now we're nearly finished the run. This is the exit point, so we literally take a run back onto the tarmac here, and it's a case of getting your sprint on now. You're at we're slightly over at 6.8 miles, so slightly over the 10k, but hey, this is a Dunerunner race, and everything's kind of ish. So here we go. This is where you'll see the finish line. Here's the Nelson Head pub, and so the finish line will be pretty much where these cars are, and that's it, and that's your finish. There's the Nelson Head pub, and that is where you go and get your beer. So that's it guys, thank you very much. I hope you've enjoyed watching the course. Have a look at the course, have a look at the seals, wildlife, beautiful terrain, beautiful weather, and yeah, we hope to see you on the 13th of September at the races here. www.dunerunner.co.uk. Thanks very much, see you soon.
Dunerunner's law. Go, go.